and now apparently the U.S. troops are going to stop Ebola. I don't know if you heard about this one.
Oh, yeah, and somehow they're going to, like shoot bullets at a disease and make it go away.
Yeah, they're going to bomb it apparently to death or something like that. The Wall Street Journal has a report on this, and that is that President Barack Obama's plan to contain the Ebola outbreak presents the U.S. military with a logistical challenge with few precedents. One, that it will be under pressure to execute quickly while ensuring that the 3,000 military personnel involved are protected from the deadly virus. Obama on Tuesday warned the epidemic could not only infect hundreds of thousands of people, but carry wide security implications, even though chances of an outbreak in the U.S. are extremely low. He said after a briefing of the Centers for Disease Control, quote, "It's a potential threat to the global security if these countries break down, if their economies break down, if people panic." So because the U.S. government is apparently the world's government, they're now going and sending 3,000 troops into Africa where they are going to do something. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do to stop Ebola, but that's what their plan is. The American military has experience, claims the Wall Street Journal, responding to humanitarian crises abroad, including the 2010 earthquake and cholera outbreak in Haiti and the 1994 East African refugee crisis created by the Rwandan genocide. But the Ebola crisis in West Africa presents a unique set of challenges, according to J. Stephen Morrison, head of the Global Health Policy Center at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. The operation will require the military to fuse its experience in responding to natural disasters with its training in biowarfare to minimize the risks of Americans contracting the disease. Personnel will bring medical assistance and training, logistical expertise, and engineering experience to set up 17 field hospitals with 100 beds each, more than tripling current capacity. Quote, "This is unprecedented as a public health operation led by the U.S. military." I wonder, did people in the military think they were signing up for this when they joined the military?
Probably not.
No.
Although if you listen to the advertisements on a lot of the terrestrial radio for the National Guard, then people do think that they're signing up to just go fight natural disasters.
Really?
There's one of the ads that runs on one of the local radio stations here in Keene, and
Yeah,
I'm sure it runs across the country to where they've got quotes from people. "Oh, when I got the call about the hurricane, I really got excited because it was the first time I got called up to go do something.
This is my chance to serve my community." Well, I don't have a problem with people going and volunteering to help, sandbag some rivers or whatever to protect property and try to help people and save lives. I don't have a problem with that at all. And I don't have an issue with somebody going over and trying to stop Ebola and suiting up in some kind of a protection suit and doing whatever they need to do to stop Ebola. But I do have a problem with being forced to support things like this, especially forced to support what is inevitably going to be a bureaucratic, mismanaged run at this.
Right. If you want to, give some money voluntarily to an organization that has been helping Ebola patients, Doctors Without Borders has been treating Ebola patients. And they've been doing so voluntarily, not through force.
Right. What does it cost the U.S. military to send 3,000 troops anywhere, let alone 3,000 troops with, special Ebola fighting sticks or whatever it is they're going to use? It's not going to be cheap. Anytime the U.S. government does anything, they pay more than they have to pay for it. And again, let's let the market decide on this. If you let Doctors Without Borders or other missionary groups or whoever else it would be that would be interested in taking this on, you let them step up and do their own fundraising to go and help out in the way they think is best, then each individual can donate to the campaign that they think will be most effective. And if there's more than one happening, if Doctors Without Borders is going in and, so is some missionary group or whatever, then maybe one group is more efficient than the other. Maybe one of them is more effective at helping people than the other. I would want to support the more effective group, or maybe I'd want to support both of them, or maybe none of them. I don't know what I would want to do, but I know that I'm forced to support the U.S. military's efforts through the threat of taxation, through the threat of violence. And I just don't think that it's okay to use violence, even if the end goal is a laudable one. There's no doubt I'd rather have troops helping people with medical problems than killing people. I mean, if I had to choose one operation versus the other, I'd rather have the troops leave the Middle East and go and try to help, solve the Ebola crisis. But obviously, that's not my choice. I don't get to choose that. They just do whatever the hell they want to do.
Right, and they're not going to be
for it.
They're not going to be pulling troops from the Middle East to go fight Ebola.
No, they're not.
They're actually, the Congress voted on Wednesday and Thursday, the House of Representatives and Senate, respectively, voted overwhelmingly to go give military training to Syrian rebels.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.